Sophy Ridge presents her show Ridge on Sunday usually quite well. Most of the time she will ask the tough questions and hold the government to account, such as she did here when Nadhim Zahawi tried to claim nurses going on strike should be fighting Putin and not wanting to afford to feed their families.
It's the wrong thing to do right now.
I do want to come back on this as well, because, you're talking about not chasing inflation. For lots of people who are on low-paid jobs, they're not chasing inflation. They're trying to get a pay that is matching the cost of living, because they're looking at their shopping bills going up, they're looking at their energy bills going up. They want a pay to be reflecting how much more they're having to spend on things. It's not about embedding inflation for them, it's about surviving.
Of course.
But other times, she can really miss the mark. Later on in the same interview, when asked about control of our borders, she allowed Zahawi to demonise people risking their lives to come to the UK looking for refugee status. In fact, she even joins in pushing that narrative.
Many people voted for Brexit to be able to control Britain's borders. Are we in control of them?
So on illegal migration, small boats and these gangs that are preying on the vulnerabilities, putting lives at risk, we have a plan. The Prime Minister within weeks...
Are we in control of our borders?
Well, of course we are in control of our borders, but there is an issue around these small boats and these gangs and illegal migration. And the Prime Minister, within weeks of taking power, signed an agreement with France to increase the number of patrols by, I think, about 40%.
On illegal migration, because there is another question I was keen to squeeze in on this. There's a report by Nick Timothy, who of course was the Chief of Staff to Theresa May, who recommends banning people who enter the UK through illegal routes from ever settling in the United Kingdom.
There should not be a need for people to come through on an illegal route, because if you have a legitimate right to settlement, to refuge, then you should be able to settle here.
It's a sorry state of affairs when it's one of their own Conservatives that do a better job of highlighting there are no means of claiming asylum unless you have actually stepped foot on British soil.
I'm not Syrian, I'm not Afghan, I'm not Ukrainian, not any of those specific schemes. The Dub scheme is historic. What scheme's open to me?
Well, if you are able to get to the UK, you are able to put in an application for asylum.
But I would only enter the UK illegally then, wouldn't I?
Well, that would, if you put in your application for asylum upon arrival, that would be the process that you enter.
How could I arrive in the UK if I didn't have permission to get onto an aircraft legally to arrive in the UK?
Let me just invite other colleagues if there's anything they want to.
When over 70% of people that land here by these unsafe routes are permitted to stay, it's not acceptable to be calling them illegals. What she should be doing is questioning why the government isn't processing them faster, or better yet, why aren't they working with the French to set up an immigration processing centre in France to stop these channel crossings altogether? This total failure to question this kind of rhetoric will do nothing but increase the xenophobic hate towards people trying to escape persecution for a better life. It's a sorry state of affairs when the media fail to do what the Conservative MP has done far better already. I'd like to say that she's had better interviews, but you can see her fail to hold Steve Barclay to account over Brexit in this video that's on screen now. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.